Hey guys, start off with a warning. It's another rant about Google, but it is a relevant one. Someone sent this to us. There's a new Google scam out that's serious enough that's prompted this second vlog in 1 year, which is, that's got to be serious. But what they're trying to do is people who are using Chrome, using Google Chrome, if they're not already signed in and they try to sign into Gmail, some of them, not all of them, are getting a pop-up and it says sign in to Chrome. So in other words, instead of signing, they want to sign into Gmail, but what it's doing is it's giving them a little screen that says sign into Chrome. And what it's actually doing is that routes them then through Chrome into Gmail, which has a couple of complications. And the guy that's written this story said that it's a bit of a trick. The way it's laid out gives you the impression that you're just signing in to Gmail, but what it actually does is it starts, what's the word he used? It starts joining it all together. Starts the synchronization process, he called it. He's a computer geek, so he knows what he's talking about. I don't. But understand it well enough to understand that when you click that button, it starts to synchronize up your Chrome browser with your Gmail account, which other than the fact that it's deceptive, the way it's been set up, it's deceptive. So some people go, I don't know, what's this? And they click the blue button just to go to the next page. And as soon as they click that blue button, it starts to synchronize everything up. And he said there is an undo button, but it doesn't work completely, which means that it starts synchronizing stuff up. And you go, oh shit, and you realize what it's doing. You say, I don't want to do this. And it doesn't undo it completely. So it still leaves a whole heap of stuff connected up. So what that means to Joe Public, the dudes like me that don't know anything about computers, is that you've basically connected all your ID that Google already have on you for your Gmail account and probably your YouTube and probably your Google Plus and everything else to your browser, which then gives them access to all sorts of stuff that you've got going on, doesn't it? And again, I don't really believe that Google's involved in any international conspiracy. I only believe that Google's out just to make money. And if they can make money using the information that they can get from us from our browsers, it's just ridiculous. And what's rude about this, again, this guy said what we've said in previous videos. If you have an option to opt in, then that would be fair enough. If they say, hey, we've got this new product, do you want to do this? And give you all the information about it. Do you want to opt in or not, yes or no, then that would be fair enough. But again, they're doing this in a sneaky way where it pops up. And he said he actually asked them for more information about it. And they said, we're always experimenting with new features, but we have nothing to share at this time. So in other words, they're doing an experiment with this pop-up to try and see if it can get people in. But they're not actually they're not actually telling anybody why or what their plan is. They're deceptive, aren't they? They really are. I'm actually keen to start, because I think guys like this are good, and I think guys like people like you are good who are listening to this video, because we need to be involved. And I think this is going to be Google's downfall. I think they're getting too carried away. I think the guys that sit in there around the boardroom table and come up with this shit, this is going to be Google's downfall, because people don't trust them anymore. It's all very well for a company to make money. That's fair enough, and it's all very good that they give us these products to use for free, and that's fair enough. And it's okay, fair enough that they put advertising on there, because that's how they make their revenue, and that's how they give us free products. That's all good. And some smart ass, there's always some smart ass who jumps up and says, oh, it's their free products, you don't have to use them. And yes, that's true, but that's not what it's about. It's about this deceptiveness. It's about people using these products and then being deceived into giving away information that they don't particularly want to give away, and then being bombarded with advertising or whatever. Some of you who follow us on Facebook would have seen one that we showed you there recently. We had a pop-up that said, so that we can improve your security and your quality of your service, can you please tell us what you mainly use your Gmail account for, and a whole heap of other questions, which was totally bullshit. Because they didn't need that information to improve my security. It has nothing to do with the security. Why does it matter whether I use it for business or for work? It's irrelevant, right? That's not going to improve the security, and it's not going to improve the quality of the service. They always put that slant on it. We want to serve you better. That's why we want all your data. That's not true. They want to give you advertising that they think will work on you. It's not doing us a favour. It's just making more money for them, isn't it? And I think that's what pisses people like me off about these guys, and what pisses this guy off about Google is this deceptive shit that they do, treating us like fools. You know, assuming we're stupid. Even people like me who don't know much about the computers and the internet aren't stupid enough to fall for that sort of shit. We're doing this to improve your security and improve your experience and all that sort of bullshit. What a lot of bullshit. What a lot of bullshit. And it's insulting. And I think if anything brings Google down in the long term, it's going to be this. Their reputation's already suffering. You know, a lot of the people on YouTube have been saying, in response to that Google Plus shit, that they'll just stop using all their Google accounts. And that's what happens. People go, well, I'm not going to trust these guys. People that don't already have a Gmail account won't be signing up for a Gmail account. And let me tell you, I have a Gmail account that I use quite extensively, and I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't, because, you know, when you start using email accounts, then you start logging in using that email account. So I've got websites all over the place that I log into with my Gmail account, and now I wish I didn't have it, because getting out of it now is really impossible, because I've used it everywhere. I've given it to everybody. So for those of you who don't have a Gmail account, let me recommend that you never get one. You know, I was smart enough at one stage to use my Yahoo account to sign into one Google product that we use, our Google AdSense product. And that was I'm really happy I did that. And let me recommend that to you guys. As much as possible, don't connect all your Google products if you can. If you already have an email account, you know, with Hotmail or with Yahoo or something else, use that. Use that to sign into your Google product if you're going to use one. And don't use Gmail, you know, because it's just a pain in the ass. You're backed into a corner, and that's the other thing that pisses me off about these guys, is that you get in with something like Gmail, and they know this, that once you start using that email address everywhere, that they've got you by the balls. And then when they say, right, now you've got to use our browser, or now you've got to, which they haven't said yet, but they could, now you've got to use Google Plus, or, you know, or invest a couple of years of your time into your YouTube channels. Now you've got to use Google Plus, you assholes. We're still trying to decide what to do about that. Because as it is now, we can't respond to people on their channel pages much anymore. And soon, there's a pop-up now that's telling us that soon we're not going to be able to answer people's comments at all on our videos, on our own videos, without Google Plus. So yeah, another pop-up. So again, let me recommend, don't use Google Chrome as a browser. You know, I think the only way to keep these guys at bay is to not use as few of their products as possible. And I think this is what a lot of people are going to be coming to the conclusion. And I'm seeing this on YouTube, people saying, I'm not going to use Google Gmail, I'm not going to use Google Plus, I'm not going to use, because they're realizing what happens with these fuckers. So I think what we've got to do is use as few of their products as possible. You know, use the ones that we really want to use. I mean, we're sort of stuck with YouTube. We really want to use YouTube, but I think we need to use as few as possible. I'd never use Google Chrome. Fuck them. Because I don't trust them, not one little bit. That, you know, link that up, and then all of a sudden they decide that it's compulsory to link up your Google Plus or whatever, and they've got everything of your stuff. You know? And assuming they don't have any sus employees, criminal employees in there that might want to use your data to rip you off, let's assume that that's not going to happen. If nothing else, all you're going to do is get bombarded with crap because they've sold your details to everybody. You know, sell all your details off to big companies and bombard you with marketing that, you know, more fucking marketing, more pop-ups, more crap, you know. So I want to start a campaign. I'm trying to decide what to call it, but just post a notice, attention Google, you know. Lying to your users and treating us like fools is going to be your being your undoing, or being your downfall. I think we should make a little thing up like that and send it around the internet and spread it around, because, you know, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. If something brings Google down in the long run, it'll be this. It'll be a lesson for all internet companies that if Google fails because of treating us all like shit. Now, it's obviously not going to happen in the short term, but it could well happen in the long term. If their reputation keeps getting worse and competitors pop up that don't treat us like shit. Anyway. What do you guys think? So check this out. More videos coming soon.